Bonjour people, ¿cómo están? And today I'm gonna show you guys how to fix up floating islands because, like always, they need fixing like everything else. So, starting with that, this is a pretty quick build. It took me an hour and a half with materials that I could get from journey mode that I already had and what I collected from the island. If you don't have these materials, it's gonna take you forever, but that's fine. All of this is a pre-Skeletron build, except it does have some post-Skeletron materials in it for actuators, which I will talk about once we get to that point, and have another video explaining how to not use actuators if you don't have them yet in your world. And from there moving on, let's just get right into the build. So as you can see, I'm just clearing out the entire floating island. I'm gonna stick to the snow theme that is with this floating island, even though it's over the jungle, and I just want to first get an idea of how I'm building this. So to start off with this island, I'm not just going to leave it clouds. That looks weird. So I'm grabbing, as you can see me grabbing, I'm getting a bunch of stone and ice and snow bricks, and I'm going to build a bunch of peaks here so that I can go through and give the island more of an actual like island look and not just like a cloud with a single build on top. And then yeah, with these peaks, you want to make sure that you've got them a bit more uneven. You want to make sure that they don't match each other. There's nothing like overly similar between them, and that the points are different and all of that fun stuff. You also want to taper the points instead of having them go like equally and have them. You want to have them asymmetric is what I'm trying to say. You don't want them to be symmetric, even though I'm now seeing one that is slightly symmetric. That's fine. But with that being said, it's just a matter of doing this over and over again and keeping an eye out on when your ending point is so that you don't go over that point. And then, as you can see, I just keep dropping down because I want to make sure I get any other materials, because this is going to take me a while and I want to go grab more stuff, even though I'm in journey mode. So with that being said, it's already done. I've already finished building all of the tiny peaks, and it's just a matter of filling this entire area in with stone. And I'm not going to bore you guys with that, so in a second here it's just going to time lapse, but all this was just shaping out the actual shape of the island itself, which didn't take me that long. It was actually pretty quick once I just sat down and started doing it. And then from there it was just shaping these little spiky thingies. It was just going through with a hammer, making them all points, curving them out, and making them look a bit more natural, a bit more sharp, and not so blocky, because yeah. And then with these little like pockets that you can see there, I just went in and hammered them so that they were a bit more angled, had a bit more definition to them. And then with the sections that were a bit larger in the middle, I didn't hammer those because they already were big enough and already gave it that nice curvature. So yeah, and then from there, I got the idea from these clouds sticking on the sides, which I already had an idea of what I was going to do, but I wanted to go ahead and build clouds off this because I wanted to build a support type of thing here. I wanted it to be supported by something, and thus I chose clouds, as it is a floating island. So with that, it was just a matter of choosing where I would put clouds in front of and behind of these pillars. And then I used the cloud wall to just go ahead and fill in there to break up the space and make sure that any gaps between materials looked a lot more natural than not like so distant. Yeah, that's the word. I'm not sure what I'm saying here, but that's fine. Yeah. So I just kept playing with different shapes, different sizes, and going on from there. And I just basically graduated from small little clouds towards the top to larger ones at the bottom, because yeah. And then I went outside in, or well, technically I built right to left. I built smaller outside, larger inside, because technically all the weight's on the inside. So even though this is a floating island and that's not a thing that occurs in real life, technically, if it did occur somehow, some way, it would be like this, because physics. And then with that being said, yes, there's a lot of different blocks left in the clouds themselves. Yes, I do go out and I get rid of those, but that's not until the very end, so don't worry about it. And then I just went in and filled in with some extra cloud wall to just like break up the larger chunks and give some tiny little baby clouds. Yeah, that's what they are. They're baby clouds, and I just filled those in. And then if you look on the map, it looks a lot better on the map than in person, to be honest. But yeah, then I just went ahead and cleared out all the walls there and moved on to putting in some snow. So with the snow, it was a mix between snow and ice blocks just to make it more natural. I did think about making it a jungle theme, and then I decided no, because it was already a snow floating island beforehand, and I wanted to keep it that way. So yeah, I just went ahead and started building out more of a better look, a better texture, ground thing. Wow, my words aren't here today. I started building out more, well, I started landscaping the area so that I would have a bit more flatter ground and a bit nicer of a place to work on, and with that being said, a bit more of a natural terrain that wasn't so crooked and dug down from the stone. Yeah, my words are everywhere, don't worry about it. And then I went ahead and put in some stone bricks to accent that stone on the walls. Yeah, I'm not sure where my brain is today, but I did some accents with that. And then after I finished with these, I went in with the ice brick and snow brick and did a lot of accenting there, because since this was a snow type build, I wanted to give in the idea of how these peaks were sort of frozen, the bricks there were sort of frozen. If you're wondering, wait, Oliver, why do you use bricks if it's floating and natural? Well, you've got a house on top of it, so there's some sort of man-made aspect there, so I went ahead and decided I would add some texture to that brick, to that stone down below with the brick, and then that sort of just froze over time into snow and ice, because logic. So yeah, and overall, the brick, just how it blends together with the stone, just makes it look really nice for accenting and making things look older. So yeah, that's what I did. And then from there it was just a matter of building it up. I did some different fades from ice to snow, snow to ice, back and forth from there. And then once that was done, I looked at the map a lot to get an idea of what was going on. I put down some acorns to get some trees there, and then I sped up time while I actually grabbed the materials I was going to need for this build, because I need a lot. So with that being said, most of this build is made out of boreal wood, the greystone bricks. Then you have the same like sunstone thing that exists in the floating houses, because yeah, I want to keep some idea of the floating house natural spawn terrain thing in here, so I kept those in. And most of the furniture, as you'll see, will also be part of the floating island material. And then I did this weird accent thing with the brick. Don't ask me why, I just really like it. And went ahead from there to build that up and give it more of this rustic look, with then the dynasty shingles on top. And I used the copper plating to build in the different the dimension to the house itself. Now this is where that other video comes into play, where I already built these and did it on a tutorial video, so that's in the link info card, like above your face to the right. So yeah, go take a look at that if you want, after you finish watching this video, of course. And then I just went in with some different bricks and all that stuff to do some accents there with the pillars, so that I brought in that same aspect of, oh hey, this is still a floating island, don't forget about that. And then that's where the actuators come in to then paint them red and put them in the background. And then yeah, with this, as you'll see in a second, I also put in some supporting pillars across with the stone, and did a lot of accenting to put a lot of texture into the wall, because it needed a lot of texture, to be honest. And I think it just turned out, this little house turned out really nice, so then I just used this as a template for the other house, and then what you'll see as a library for the final larger house that'll be in the middle here. And then the walls were just gray stone, boreal, and again the disc wall, I think is what it's called, I don't remember, and I'm too lazy to go look it up. So yeah, and then with that I just started working on figuring out how I was going to decorate this house. I wanted this house to be a template for the rest of them, and I just started working on with what do I have. I'm building between different things. I want to throw in a bookshelf instead of these sort of like stat chests, which look really bad. And then I also threw in a dresser, because those just look good on their own. And then I forgot the sky mill existed for a second, so I tried to build stuff with the wrong crafting equipment. So then I went ahead and grabbed that, grabbed the candelabras, the lamps, the lights, because they all fit in real nicely, and then detailed that house. And then at this point it's just turning into a speed build, so enjoy the Terraria music in the background while I finish these last two houses. Okay, so I'm gonna jump back in here for just a quick second while I'm working on this final building, which is the library, which I might fix up later on. I'm not sure yet. I think it still needs a bit more to it, but with that in fact, I built this simple spiral staircase to make it look nicer and build up that idea. This isn't meant to be a NPC house at all. It is supposed to be the house for the pylon. So while you won't see the pylon here, since I can't get it because the person wouldn't sell it to me, don't ask me why, but she was being upset, so I'll have to move her into an actual snow biome before I buy that. But anyways, while I couldn't get the pylon, that's what it's supposed to be, hence how it's got the middle column that will go up to a pylon at the top. And then, since this was what I call the library, I just filled it in with a bunch of bookcases because, yeah, books. So, yeah, then here it's just the end of me putting on the final touches for decorations and all that. You see me putting in the books, cases, and the books on different parts of this build. I wish I could put books on the floor, but unfortunately I can't. And then I thought about putting books in the chest, but I just left them like that. I thought, nah. And then I tried to put other pylons down, but it wouldn't let me. So yeah, that is the end of this build. I really enjoyed it. Yes, I realize the inventory is still open and I should have closed it, but too bad. I really enjoyed this. I might touch it up later in the future. I might just rebuild a different one and do it a different style later on. We'll see as we get to that point. But I really enjoyed this build, and if you did too, you should go ahead and like, subscribe, and comment what you want to see me do next, because I have a lot left to do on this world and we're not even close. We've only done surface stuff. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Again, if you want to see more of this, please leave a like, or honestly, leave a comment and share this around, because that does more than a like for me right now, because likes sort of don't mean that much. And then, yeah, go ahead and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you guys for watching, and yeah, go check out the playlist with the rest of these videos, which should be just on the screen in front of you on the left hand side. So, see you guys next time.